Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, I will presentation about problem employee Indonesian. My name is Lestari Agus Murianti. Okay, first classification of labor. Labor has various classification, namely systems or group arrangement according to stabilization standard. So the classification of labor is a group of future work that have been arranged beside of predetermined criteria, including 1. Based on the population. A. Labor. Labor is the entire population who come to work and is able to work. If 3. There is no demand for work. According to the Manpower Act, they are classified as work between the ages of 15 and 16. B. Not labor. Not work are those who are not willing to work and do not want to work, even though there is a demand for work. According to the labor law number 13 of 2003, they are the population outside of age, namely those who are under 15 years old and over 16 years old. Example of this group are retains the elderly and children. 3. Based on work limit. Workforce. The workforce is the population of productive age 15 and 16 4 years. Okay. 3. Based on work limits. Workforce. The workforce is the population of productive age 15 until 16 4 years who are alright have a job but are not working, or who are actively looking for work. B. Not the workforce. Not the workforce are those 18 years and over was activity or only going to school, entering household, and so on. Example of this group are school children and students, housewives, and people with disability and unemployed. 4. Based on the quality. Educate workforce. Educate works and works who have experts or profession in certain field by means of school of formal and non-formal education. For example, lawyers, doctors, teacher, its trained workforce. Work who have expertise in a particular field with work experience. Labor is needed in training repeatedly so as to be able to master the job. For example, permission, surgeons, mechanic, and other. C. Untrained and untrained workforce. Untrained and untrained labor is manual labor that's only released on manpower. For example, cooks, transport work, domestic helper, and so on. Next, current labor problem. When the number of works is large, while job opportunities are minimal. Actually, there is no problem with the large workforce. However, however, the number of companies in Indonesia is not too large and their absorption capacity is also small. In fact, the government expects that every company that is about to elect workforce and what become a workforce. If this cannot be resolved, the employment rate will continue to increase and result in economic development in Indonesia would tend to stagnate and even decrease. 2. The quality of the workforce tends to be low. The quantity of labor, which is like number of works, is not matched by the quality of its work tends to be low. The low quality is caused by but the quality of its work tend to be low. The low quality is caused by their low or inequity level of education with the type of work available. They are they are also the cost for education is quite high and educates for a job but are unable to work as desired. This is due to the low quality of education and educational institution, or it could also be due to insufficient absorption of knowledge. 3. Uneven distribution of labor. The first are of Indonesian should be asked for the distribution of labor. Unfortunately, this is not the case. The work are too focused on the island of Java. This is also named by one of the factors that affect the population, namely physiology factor. This factor is a factor that makes someone for or work in a place. Based on the factor, Java Island is widely used as a work destination because physiological the island is stretched in feeding the appropriate tax. For job opportunities are still limited. Job opportunity is a condition that describes a station that description employment for work. Job opportunity can be the workforce into production workforce and can make them first and the country proportion. The job sector what is the most popular job opportunity for Indonesian work is the agricultural, industrial, trade and service sector. Unfortunately, their sector are unable to provide employment important for a like workforce. This, this will make them not eat stacks to that their level of welfare will be lower. 5. Low wages of works. This problem usually occurs in work with low education and low skill work. This unfavorable position makes the bargaining power so low that it is the difficult to get his salaries. Usually works live in low level of social and welfare. 6. Social security does not action of small. This problem usually occurs in low-use client works who are not parents insurance. Every job, no matter how small and rough, that carries risk and loss for work. If this is allowed, work will not feel safe will work. This problem has been regulation in law. 7. Unemployment. Unemployment is a term for people who do not work at all. Another name for unemployment is unemployment. The origin of all employment problem is Indonesia in employment. A rate but uncrewed workforce, now employment opportunities, unequal workforce distribution and layer of the trigger for this employment problem. The large number of employment people will return if in the country's development not being disturbed but economically, social, and political. Solution to overcome labor problem. 1. Large number of work will minimum job opportunities. Solution to problem. The large number of labor force is due to the birth rates or population growth. So the solution must be done by the government in reducing or reducing population growth is by maximizing the implementation of the family planning program. The maximization of the family planning program can be done by socializing and counseling family planning to the community, especially near calls, so that there is growing public awareness of the importance of family planning program. This can also be done by limiting the age of marriage so the early marriage can occur. If the KB program is running well, then the number of births or birth will decrease as well as the labor force will decrease. If the decrease in the number of the labor force decrease, the number of jobs increase, then the number of employees will also decrease. 2. The quality of the workforce tends to be low. Solution to problem. First, condition job training. This job training is an activity to develop skill and skill related to work and job requirement. Just talk, this job training is expected to increase to professionals of the workforce. The job training can be done by setting up vocational training counter in various regions. 2. Apprenticeship. Apprenticeship is effectively part of job training, but the apprenticeship is carried out directly in the workplace. The purpose of the apprenticeship is to strengthen the professional of the work. This can be applied in school, especially in today's vocational school. The apprenticeship must be carried out in accordance with the Department of Chief Work is doing. One example, a vocational school in finance, a desk and operation at a financial company. 3. Improve the quality of public education through formal and non-formal education. Through formal education, this can be done through the 9-year compulsory learning program as currently being done. Fixing the education curriculum to get an education system that is aligned with the labor market, such as opening vocational school in a range. Will-talk normal education can be done by providing course or job training, entrepreneurship training to open a job, and so on. Wages and salaries of work. This aims to improve the welfare of the workers so that it has a positive effect on improving the quality and productivity of work. This can be done by, among the other, increasing the professional minimum wage (UMP), enrolling work in social security program, improving occupational safety and health in the company, and company must full employee rights so as right and holiday allowance, improve nutrition and healthy. Apart from with what we have mentioned earlier, the quality of the workforce can also be done through nutrition and healthy improvement program. With good nutrition, workforce healthy will also be good so that it can increase work productivity. The uniform distribution of labor. troubleshooting. To deal with the problem, the government has also installed several policies in the context of actual distribution of labor. The following are some of the policies implemented by the government. 1. Conducting transmigration, namely effort to distribute the population from densely populated are to areas that are still less populated. For example, moving residents of Java Island to Kalimantan Islam by opening new jobs. Workforce empowerment. This is done by setting the labor force from an over-manpowered area to a labor-short area or to another country with a labor strong. Development of informal sector business in regions such as developing and fresh business, for example, batik, woven made workers, and another. 4. Job opportunities are still limited. To overcome the limited employment opportunity, this can be done by developing labor-intensive industries that burst a large workforce. This can be done by increasing domestic investment. Other efforts then can be made to overcome this problem of limited employment opportunity are the development of public works, such as road construction projects, conclusion of waterways, irrigation, construction of bridge and road repair. 5. Low wages of work. Solution to problem. Improving one's quality is one of the effort to get a decent job and salary and bargaining power in front of the company. In education, the government must encourage companies to prove ways to work in accordance with the UMR, so that no company profit ways to work below the department UMR. 6. Social security does not exist or is small. Solution to problem. Should every healthy school company like jump suspect for work so the work feels safe and protected in the event of an accident or death. 7. Human solution to problem. The government or company open labor-intensive business so that there are many work, then provide capital loans so that people can open their own business so that employment can be overcome. Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.